Now we're going to talk about actually removing, deleting whole columns and rows in Excel, which can be really useful. Say you come across a situation where you've messed up this data or something and you don't want it here anymore. Well, like what can I do about it? I can select this and I can hit delete. I can select all of these and maybe let's clear those contents. That's a quick side note, and cleared it out there. But geez, now I have this formatting here and I have all this stuff. But what if I just had tons of things that were all separate? It could just take me a while. I'm gonna go ahead and undo those changes real quick. It just take me a while to do that. So we can actually remove entire rows and columns from Excel, and it's real easy. If I just select that entire column and I right click it, I can hit delete. If I do that, you kind of notice it's slid over. And I understand it can be kind of confusing to see this. Well, column B is still there. It doesn't go AC anymore. But if that were to happen, it would totally throw off calculations and things in Excel. It wants to keep everything consistent. So really all it did was slide everything over and delete it and kind of replace it with this new blank cell. I just undid that there. And, the same goes for rows. I just highlight here, just right click, and if I go to delete, it's going to delete all of those rows, shift them up as if they were never there, and then they're replaced with a nice new blank row. So that can be useful again, just when we don't want to go through and delete things individually. If we just want to get rid of an entire row. Now there's something else that's really useful. If we can delete cells or rows and columns, we can actually add them as well, which can be really, really useful. So if I had a bunch of information, say I just had columns right next to each other, and I went, oh, I want the order to be column B with this information, column C. But I needed something kind of in between those two rows. That's okay, because even if we have the full sheet filled out here, I'm going to go ahead and just drag this across, copy that information. We have all this across, and I wanted to put something in here. Instead of having to highlight everything, move it over, do all those things, I can just right click again, or left click here, select it, and then right click, and I can insert. And that just automatically inserts a new row to the left of whatever column I had selected there. And what's cool about it is if we add any formulas, any references like that, it's not going to change any of that. Everything's going to automatically update and understand, okay, this is a new column here, and it just shifts everything over. Whatever was in column C suddenly becomes column D now. This is column D4 or cell D4, D5. It doesn't change the value because again, the whole sheet has to stay consistent. It's not going to add cell C-2 or something. It would just get really confusing and wouldn't make any more sense. And that's why it just shifts everything over. And same thing goes for the rows. I can just right click. I selected it, right click here, and then we can select insert, and it just inserts a new row above the row that you had selected. Again, just shifting everything down, all the references stay the same. This is really useful. It can save a lot of headache instead of having to move your whole thing around. Well, I'll just add a new row, or I'll add a new column in there. So this I use quite a bit in the stuff that I do every day with Excel. But just remember that you always have the chance to remove cells. You just simply right click that whole column. We can get rid of it, or you can do the same thing just by right clicking and then doing insert.